I'm Richard Bush. I'm a docent here at Topeka Zoo and Conservation Center. A docent basically is an unpaid staff member, but our main function is to, when our guests arrive, is to help enhance their experience while here at the zoo. We do that by talking about the animals, a little bit of facts about the animals, and just some tidbits of information that they say, I didn't know that, and they walk out and hopefully enjoy their experience a little bit more so. We do have an academy here at the zoo that takes place, actually next week would be our academy this year, but it's an opportunity for individuals to volunteer here at our Topeka Zoo and do a variety of things. Not only get education yourself, but there are some things that we can do behind the scenes that also benefit the zoo as well. So one of the things we can do as educators is we have discovery carts. We have 12 different carts that talk about a variety of things here at the zoo, from the animals to storm sewer projects with water quality. This cart is about pollinators and how important pollinators are to our existence. 1 in 3 bites of food that we eat regularly are courtesy of a pollinator. Pollinators, though, are in dire straits. Most of the prairie has now been taken over by urbanization, so habitat loss is one of the main drivers of the loss of pollinator-friendly areas. There are more private gardens that have pollinator-friendly plants now in our United States that help the bees, they help the butterflies, and at nighttime it's the moths that do the pollinating, the butterflies during the day. We also have some mammals that are pollinators in the way of bats, mostly in the Southwest. So, but it's very important for pollination to take place, so from one flower to the next, they can cross-pollinate with the pollen, which is that little dust material that can go from one plant to another, so more plants can then be grown for future years and such too. So one way we can assist by eliminating the use of pesticides and herbicides and other things, chemicals and such, is by making a toad abode. Very simply, you can get a clay pot or another object that can be propped up in your garden with a rock or a box or something else, so a toad or a frog can then have that as a little safety place, so when they're in the garden, they will eat the insects that will avoid your using insect pesticides and so on down the line. So pollination is so important in so many different ways. We also make our own honey here at the zoo. We have 2 sets of hives, and a couple times a year we go ahead and harvest that honey, and then we will cultivate it and we will sell it in our gift shop. I know everybody likes chocolate. One thing that's so important about chocolate is there's only one insect that pollinates the cocoa plant, and that is a species of midgefly. So without midgeflies, we wouldn't have chocolate. We do have these booklets that are how to be a friend to pollinator. It talks about some of the different insects that are pollinators, whether it's a ladybug, the butterfly, the moth, and these are free, and we'd be more than happy to hand them out to whomever. One thing to keep in mind, I know bees are so critical to pollination, but I also understand that some people may be afraid of them or allergic to bees. That you have to be aware of. Obviously, you don't want to get stung if you're going to have an allergy and such too. The bee is just investigating. You may smell like a flower that they like, but they're just smelling around. So what I recommend you do is try to remain still. Most of the bees and such are going to buzz around you and say, "You're not a flower," and they're going to fly right on. When you start swatting at something, that means, oh, you want to fight me. So therefore, then it may get angry and then maybe want to sting you. So as hard as it is to stay still, that's what I would recommend you do, is try to remain as motionless as possible and be strong. And then when that insect flies away, you can say, I did it.